For our dear visitors, I would like, in first place, to explain what this meeting means in a city such as Mérida. I would like to point it out because the newspapers that I manage, por esto, I want to leave a public proof to the WADI, to the Autonomous University of Yucatan, to the Director of Anthropological Sciences, grandson of somebody who some years ago started the first school about anthropological sciences. I want you to understand that the effort that the University of Yucatan is outstanding. It is open to all the ways of thinking, permits that the winds, biological winds, flow through their classrooms. It allows that everybody has a voice. They have the right to speak, to discuss, to expose their personal points of view. This wide and great opening that is taking place in Mérida in the state of Yucatan deserves the acknowledgement of our visitors and ourselves, because it's taking place above everything. I just wanted to leave a testimony on this, mainly for our visitors, for our colleagues that come from abroad. It's not a conservatismo. They are not simulating situations that have prevailed in these places for so many years. But since we do not believe on simulations, since we do not agree with the cynicism, with hypocrisy with which many things are handled in this state, in the Mexican Republic, we want to be witnesses that the problem of the narco-trafficking and drugs are an essential and structurally economic problem. It's a problem that comes from the politics and covers the social aspects. It's a problem that is not generated in this mestizo and Indian America. It's a problem that it's fueled and propelled from the United States. This problem of drugs can only be solved as it was set Gustavo de Grief, as the great Malcu also pointed out. This can be only solved with the despenalization of drugs. And I will explain you why this can be done, and it is the only answer. First, because it is an economic problem. The drug problem is a problem of a very elite, very selected minority that handles all the money and resources in such a way that forces the destruction of dependent societies like ours. It is a problem that affects dignity of the human beings. In this particular case of the Mexicans, is a problem with which we must not follow without a solution. What would happen if we despenalize the drug? I will give you an answer like a high authority from the DEA. Well, the whole business would go bankrupt. And what does it represent? It represents $600,000 million per year. Who handles, who benefits from all this money with all these resources? the neighbor government, that one that says that he struggles against drugs. What measures is the U.S. government taking? We don't have anything against the U.S. people. We love them and we appreciate them very much. But we are against the policies set by the U.S. government, and we cannot agree with that policies that leads the world to an holocaust, to a war, when nobody wants the war and everybody wants and fights for peace. This government does. This is the government that is directed against the war against drugs. And let us explain in detail. Let us take a deep view. Okay, let's go into the details, because we have to wake up the civic spirit, not only from our visitors, but also from our people at home. Where is located the biggest market of consumers? In size, in the United States. The Grave said that by corruption, the drug leaves Latin America. But by the same reason, by corruption, the drug enters the U.S. 25 million of addicts in the United States, plus the eventual ones. And all that cocaine that enters the U.S., well, the authorities that say that they fight the drugs, they permit, they allow the smugglers to enter the country with the drugs, because they do receive the economical benefits from this drug trafficking. Let us suppose an imaginary route. The drug arrives in Cancun or to the Quintana Roo coast and keeps the route of the Gulf of Mexico, passes by Yucatan, passes through Campeche, Veracruz, Tamaulipas, and the big cargoes are given very well sealed to the other side of the border, to the DEA. What happens with all the public authorities, with the militaries, with the civilians, with the judicial and legislative powers, with the Mexican state itself? To them, orders are given to let them pass the drug of the organized narco-trafficking, which reaches the United States, and that, unfortunately, this is imposed to the maximum authority of this country. You have to let the drug pass through this particular route, and we will keep a wide open eye on that. We will watch it.